Joey here is a critical Missourian where I talk about everyday life, about Missouri and beyond. Cass? Well, hello there, Cass. Anyhow, I'm want to talk about the possible outcome with some of the western towns. With climate change, there's so much growing uncertainty with the water supply out there that fortunately some towns have had to consider freezes on their on any construction or slowing down until a new supply of water has been found. Phoenix is one of the number one example. It's because the groundwater supply out there has pretty much started to drop so significantly. There's a severe limit, and each new construction out there in Phoenix now has to have a certificate or something that proves that they have enough water for 100 years or something to that effect. Just how things have got. There's been already one big fight just not too long ago over the water from the Colorado River between the states that it runs through. There are already two more other states have bickered over water, with Kansas and Colorado. So, I mean, you got what? I think it was Utah, Nevada, Arizona, California, that have already bickered over the water supply of the Colorado. And you got, like I said, the two other states, Colorado and Kansas, bickering over the water from the water that's coming through there. I mean, it's going to get. I'm afraid the situation is going to get even worse before it gets better. I mean, you got the Ogallala aquifer that's got a limited supply that's drying up out there, and then you got the problem with the groundwater in California. It's disappearing pretty quickly, and that's going to present a huge challenge for all these towns in the Great Plains and out the Rocky Mountains. This is going to be something that they'll have to figure out. So, my take on the matter is, I'm afraid we're going to get to a position where a lot of towns are going to become more and more deserted, because unfortunately, like I said, with the limits on groundwater, limits on water out there, with diminishing water coming off of glaciers going down the rivers, they're slowly diminishing. It's going to be a situation where We're going to see more and more ghost towns. No one, I wouldn't be surprised to see you gotta put an application just to even move into a city. I mean, that's just hypothetical, but it wouldn't shock me if someone come up with some crazy plan where before you even move to a city, you gotta put an application and before you even get there and prove how many people are in your family, whatever. Just to make sure that the amount of water that's there can match whatever the size of the family that you have. Some crazy crap like that. I mean, some dystopian crap. I know it's going to happen. I know it may happen. I know certain places won't be quite as affected, but this is just my take on the matter. There's I think within the next 50 years we're going to start seeing a whole lot more strain. That water strain become even more prominent, more pronounced, and it's just something that no one's going to be able to ignore. Within 100 years, it may, who knows? Like I said, there may be a problem where you may see a lot of towns just end up having to be totally abandoned because there's no way to get around it, because there's that thing where water is distributed by who has the more senior rights to that water, and anyone who comes after that usually gets hosed in the end. So if I were everybody, I would be more reluctant to move out west, except for some places where the water supply problems have been proven to last. Especially the desert Southwest is going to be more of a big concern, or almost a no-go, because like I said, who knows, you move out there and then next you know, you won't be able to flush your toilet but once every other day. I know it's kind of exaggeration, but I'm just saying that it's not. It may not happen, but I'm just saying it could. We could be getting in a lot of cases where we have to do a lot more limiting. A lot of states are already working on limiting their water usage and trying to make the water supply stretch even further. But the reality is, there's only so many proposals and actions that can be taken to stretch out the water supply. But fresh water in the entire world is a finite supply and will be a problem in the future. So anyhow, just want to take just give you my 2 cents in the matter, and just let everyone know to be thoughtful and wary about even trying to move west of the Missouri state line, might take, or anywhere in the west of the Great Plains. The eastern part, question mark, like eastern Kansas, may get by, but western Kansas, I really don't think that. Not without using a lot of river water, and like I said, even that may find itself in complete limitations. I wouldn't be surprised to see a whole lot more dams constructed. Imagine this: whenever we start coming into a situation similar to the conflict between Egypt and Ethiopia. Right now, there's a big conflict because Ethiopia wants to impound the water from the Nile River, one of the two, white or blue, I can't remember which one. One of the two are being impounded in a major dam in Ethiopia, and because they want to use the resources and the power of the river to generate electricity, but also use the water for their needs. But then there's Egypt, who thinks, and Sudan, who thinks by impounding all this water, it's going to diminish the outflow to them downstream, and it's creating a big conflict up to a big war. It may lead to a war. I don't know. I'm just wanting to point this out. We start getting into major circumstances where diminishing water flows start happening. We may start seeing more dams prop up against rivers across this country, and then there's going to be conflict between the states over who gets more water. There's already, like I said earlier, a lot of bickering already going on over the water flow of some of the rivers out west, and it may get even worse. I just want to point the possible outcome that will happen in this country is more bickering, more lawsuits, more of the states are wanting to keep the water for themselves and not share, and we may end up with greater problems in the end. So anyhow, food for thought. But my opinion is we got a uncertain future coming. A lot more towns are going to end up fading off the map forever. A lot more conflict among the states, lawsuits, whatever have you, is about to come, and that's my opinion. That's my opinion in a nutshell, and it will come. So that's my conclusion. And anyhow, it's been a pleasure telling everybody about this depressing news, but this depressing facts, because it's not news. Everybody knows that there's problems, but the depressing news or the depressing facts and the facts that are just staring in your face are just what I just mentioned earlier. Those. So you could sit here and act like you deny that anything is going on. More power to you. But the more you see, read the news, the more you start seeing all this bickering, the more you're going to have to wake up and realize it's not sunshine and roses out west, and it's going to just get even more and more worse. So, anyhow, I will see y'all in the next video. This is the Critical Missourian signing out.